In this video, I'm going to share with you an important announcement. Let's go. My son Callan and I have been a backpacking duo since he was about 10 years old, and from that first trip we have absolutely fallen in love with it. When we're not out on the trail, we're planning our next trip and talking about backpacking. Over the past 7 years, we've been lucky enough to hike in some incredible places like the Grand Tetons, the Wind River Range, the John Muir Trail, section hikes on the Ice Age Trail and the Appalachian Trail. It's just been an incredible journey. Some of the experiences we've had on the trail have been the most meaningful and memorable of our lives. I think back to some of the close encounters we've had with moose and with bears, or helping a man find his wife who was lost in the middle of nowhere, Sunrise Summit on the top of Mount Whitney, or huddling in our tents through some crazy storms, or being helped through the kindness of complete strangers when in a bind. These are the parts of your life that you just never forget. When you're out on the trail and your main goal is just to walk all day, you've got plenty of time for conversations and thoughts about life in general. For example, Callan and I have talked about how important it is to us to choose experiences over stuff. We explored what it was to us to live a life well lived, so to speak. And to that end, we decided we're gonna do something epic. And that's why I'm here today and very excited to share with you that Callan and I, starting in March of 2021, are going to attempt a thru hike of the Pacific Crest Trail. The Pacific Crest Trail, or the PCT, is a 2,650 mile continuous footpath that starts in Southern California at the Mexican border and continues up through all of California, Oregon, and Washington to the Canadian border. So in other words, Callan and I will be hiking from Mexico to Canada. We expect the journey to take us about 5 months. A trip of this nature takes quite a bit of advanced planning, and for us it started over a year ago when we were trying to figure out how we're going to come up with the window to get the hike done, because as I mentioned, it's going to take about 5 months of walking to get there. It started out with trying to clear Callan's schedule because he's a senior in high school and school goes up through June. So last year we met with the principal of his high school and said, hey, this is what we want to do. Do you think we could have Callan take an extra heavy workload over the next year, get all the credits he needs, and then graduate in January so we'd go on the hike in spring? And the principal was very supportive. He felt like the education and experience that Callan would get out on the trail would be far greater than what they could ever provide in the classroom. Different, but still a great education. So Callan did it. He took a heavy workload and got it done. And these were all advanced placement classes. He didn't just take underwater basket weaving and skate through. He had a tough schedule. And the cool part is, as of this week, he is done with high school and ready to start prepping for the trip. Then it came to my schedule, which, let me just start by saying, my wife is a saint. She agreed to have me end my career of 28 years so I could take the time to go on this epic adventure. And I honestly don't know how I can ever repay her for this gift. Okay, wow, I didn't expect that, but I'm gonna have 5 months of walking and plenty of time on my hands to think of some way, so whatever it is, it better be good, right? One of the things I've really enjoyed doing over the past several years is follow other thru hikers on their YouTube channels. So for folks like Chocolate Balls, Tip Tap, Little Skittles, Darwin, and Dixie, thank you so much for sharing your adventures with the world, and I've enjoyed watching them so much. I just remember how much when I get home from work, I would be excited to jump onto YouTube and see if they had uploaded a new video for the day, because it was just so exciting to see what would happen next. And that brings me to one of my goals for this trip, which is to share our adventure with all of you. I will be documenting the trip and sharing it on my YouTube channel. I will try to upload videos a couple times a week, maybe like twice a week. It's hard to say because we don't know how often we're gonna be in towns with a good enough internet connection to upload videos. And plus, I'm used to editing on a desktop PC, and I will now be editing on my phone, so that will be a little bit of an adjustment. please feel free to share your questions and comments along the way as well, because I'd love for this to be an interactive type thing. I remember asking a question, making a comment on some of the YouTubers I would follow while they're out on the trail, and I'd get a response, and it was just so awesome because it felt like I was part of their journey. And then they had made comments from time to time on their videos how uplifting and helpful all of the support was from the people who were watching, because maybe it would help them on a down day to just help them push through something really tough. So bottom line, please feel free to jump in and share your comments and feedback along the way. I'd just love to hear from you. We are so excited for our trip and just can't wait for the end of March to get here. A ton of planning and preparation work to do in the meantime, but just can't wait. We'd love to have you follow along on our journey with us. And the best way to do that is subscribe to the channel and then hit the notification bell. That way, every time I upload a video, you will get a notification on it. Thanks, and we'll see you out on the trail.